Today, we're going to be going over exactly how win rate and risk to reward are so important that even a little increase to your win rate or risk to reward will 10x your profitability. So let's go into the math of it because most people don't. Most people just chase large percentage gains, but they don't realize that if you just put a systematic approach to trading, you'll make way more money. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is run through two scenarios, Trader A and Trader B. Trader A has a 60% win rate. Trader B has an 80% win rate. They're both going to have a 1 to 2 risk to reward. After 10 trades, Trader A wins 6, loses 4. Trader B wins 8, loses 2. Okay, it's not that bad. But let's say every single loss that he takes, he loses $50, and every win that he gets, he makes $100. Let's keep it simple. So you're going to do this times 50. He lost about $200 with his losses. Times this by 100, it's going to equal 600. 600 minus 200, you're going to get a total net profit after 10 trades of $400. Not bad. But Trader B, 8 to 2, that means times this by 100, this equals 800, times this by 50, and this equals 100. You guys could see, after 10 trades, Trader B, same risk to reward. Trader B is making 75% more profits, if I'm doing the math correctly, than Trader A just by winning 2 more trades. You guys don't realize that if you take a loss, you're not just starting out here, right? If you take a loss, let's say this is your account balance or whatever you want to call it. Now, if you take a loss, you're down to here. So now it's going against your account, which is normal. You're going to take losses when it comes to trading. But what the problem is, people are taking these random paper cuts thinking that it's not going to really do much because they're small losses. $50 is nothing, right? If you're making $100 per trade, that's a nice 1 to 2 risk reward. But this is your starting balance. Let's say this is your loss. You take a loss. Now you're down here. Let's say you take another paper cut, right? You're down to here and you're like, oh, well, you know, now if I win 2 or 3 trades, you're back up to here. And let's say you are back up to here, right? Now your account's up to here, which is great. But the problem is the inconsistency. The problem is these paper cuts took him from being profitable right here instead of being profitable all the way up here. Like, that is a 75% profitability difference, which means that Trader A literally has to increase their trade frequency by double just to keep up with Trader B. Let's say he increases his trade frequency with a 60% win rate with a 1 to 2 risk to reward. Now he's taking 20 trades, right? So let's make this 12, let's make this 8, and let's make this 400. Let's make this 1200. He is at $800, slightly above this Trader B guy. Even though he took double the amount of trades, even though he has an increase in trader fatigue, because in that same time period, let's say, you know, this guy decides he wants to do 20 trades. Yes, he's technically still profitable, but Trader B has his sanity. Trader B is more consistent here. If he just increases his trade frequency with the same stats and 80% win rate with the 1 to 2 risk to reward, let's say even by 1, they're at the same exact profitability. So now if we make it a 1 to 3 risk to reward with a 70% win rate versus 80% win rate, and let's make a 60% win rate, let's do the math. So 6, 4, 7, 3, 8, 2 times 50 times 50. And that's the thing, people don't realize. You take the losses, they compound, right? These losses will compound against you so fast you won't even realize it. It's all about math here. Times this by 150, it's 900. So total is $700 profit for the 60% win rate. I mean, it's still pretty good. Same thing here. Times this by 150. This is 1050. Up 900 times this by 150, 8, 4, 1200, 1100. So you guys can see how much it varies, right? 60% win rate, you're up $700. 80% win rate, you're up $1,100 after 10 trades, which over time, you know, that really does compound. For example, here's a 60% win rate chart. Here's a 70% win rate chart. And then here's the 80% win rate chart, right? And it just like, it really will compound, right? This will like slowly get up there. Like this won't as much, which is crazy. That's why I want you guys to realize that every little stupid mistake that you guys make will compound against you. There's always a consequence for that, which is why I suggest you guys to really dial in on your stats and figure out, are you making any paper cut trades? Are there trades that are hurting your profitability overall? Even if you think it's such a small loss, those will count against you so hard. Because instead of taking that winner, that $150, you're now taking a $50 loss, which in total is a whole $200 difference, right? You guys can see it's a $200 difference every loss. And you're like, how? You know, you're only losing $50, but it's like, you just took that opportunity cost away from that winning trade. When you took that trade, instead of it being at $900, now you're down to $700, right? You also have to think of that opportunity cost of $150. While your new 80% win rate is definitely hard to achieve if you're first getting started. But I want you guys to realize that even if you're at a 60% win rate or 50% win rate, these small losses will add up. So I want you guys to really make sure that you are taking it super seriously. Go back, journaling, seeing all the dumb mistakes you guys are making, and realize that you guys are on this path, or maybe you guys are on this path, right? Who knows? But you guys could easily get to one of these paths if you guys just break it down mathematically and realize, if I tweak this little thing right here, how much more profits I'll make. I'll give you guys another example of a student today that his loss the other day, if I remember correctly, was $59, right? He has a $1,000 position size. So his loss was $59. He has the 1 to 3 risk to reward. He's full in, full out. And he made like 80, I think it was like 80 something dollars today. And you might be like, okay, well, this is slightly above a 1-to-1 risk to reward. That's super cool. But the thing is, like, if he stuck to his plan of the 1 to 3 risk to reward, he would be up $150. And now, not only that, but if he takes a loss, right, this is only like $21. If he takes a loss, and let's say his average loss is $50, if he takes another loss, he's down $30 almost, right? That's not good. You want to maximize these trades. You want to optimize and maximize. I'm not saying you're going to catch the entire move, but you want to catch the meat of the move, especially if it's part of your strategy. You went up with a 1 to 3 risk reward and you decided to sell at $80. Your 1 to 3 would have been $150. You would have had $70 extra. So now if you did take a loss, right, this 150 to 59, this is a $91 difference. If you took a loss, you'd still be up $41. Right? So that's the difference. This is not profitable trading, especially with a lower win rate. 1 to 3 risk to reward with the way that we trade with a nice win rate, actually follow the plan, right? You took a loss, you're still up. So hopefully this video helped you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.